Hello and welcome to this card reading for the week of August the 24th through August the 30th. Can you believe that August is almost over? I cannot believe August is almost over. July and August went by so quickly. There's a lot of theories around that. You know, the more things that are happening out in the world, the more things that are happening internally, the quicker things seem to go by. It's a thing. All right, I'm just going to connect to the cards and ask the cards to give us a little bit of information. How are things going to go? The week of August the 24th through the 30th. The overarching theme, temperance. All right, so what this means is that for this week, we're going to need to be very, very mindful of balance and how balance is working for us. So in other words, this is more than just keeping things balanced. This is really about knowing yourself well enough to know what you need. Do you need rest this week? Do you need to get out and see people this week? Do you need to hang out with your kids this week? Whatever it is that you need to bring that to the table. So this card sort of, if we need permission, we're getting it right now, it gives us permission to say, more of this, less of this, please. And that is actual balance. That's balance for me, right? Okay. And it also indicates that there's probably going to be shifting, right? So that there's going to be shifting out in the world or out around us, which will then give us this feeling like we need to shift things around or make things more balanced. So that's another way to look at it too. All right, so let's just look at the week and see what is coming. All right. Okay. I would like to ask a couple of questions about these cards before I start talking about them. I have a little bit of a question. Okay. All right, so early in the week, this week, there's a lot of very big energy. It's fiery, it is, there's a lot of creativity to it, a lot of ideas, maybe a lot of like things that you need to do. It could be that there's an overabundance. Also though, what it could mean is that there is because there's a lot of information and a lot of things coming in and a lot of tasks and a lot of whatever, that it's going to be a really good time to get very clear about what we want and then manifest what we want. As you know, we are manifesting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is no break from that. And being able to say, gosh, this is what I've had these last few weeks. I really do want more of this other thing over here. This is the week that we're being guided. We got the Three of Wands. We're being guided to say, look, there's all this energy. Manifest what you want. Just get what you want. Back to the Temperance card of figuring out what's going to work best for you. So a lot of manifestation energy, a lot of opportunity to create what you want. If there are places that you want to make little changes in your daily routine, in your life in general, this is a good time to begin. Make sure that you are not repeating patterns from the past. Make sure that you are you're not creating this new way only to land in exactly the same spot that you were in before, okay? Make sure that you are using really strong discernment, you're using your good judgment and the experience that you've had throughout your life, and really putting forth something new that's going to feel good to you. Now, later in the week, there might be a sense of overwhelm. Maybe, maybe not. There's maybe. I think that it's going to be important to be clear with ourselves about what our limits are and not be blinded by, like, don't overlook that you can't do everything. Okay? It's so easy when you're excited and you're feeling good and there's a lot of things happening. It's very easy to get into that place of like, oh, I can pick up this, I can do this is going to be exciting, it's going to be great. And then next thing you know, you're really overwhelmed, right? So take a little bit of time later in the week to just slow everything down. If you need to, like, put a couple of tasks off for a few days, you can do that. Make sure, though, that you don't come to a stop. We don't want to come to a stop. We want to keep moving. We want to keep experiencing things, figuring things out. But you want to do it. We're just going to keep going back to that temperance vibe of, like, you want to make sure that you're doing the thing that's going to work for you, okay? The way that it's going to work for you. Now, there is going to be some temptation later in the week with the Nine of Swords that says, you know, this is a thinking problem, right? This is a mental block of thinking that you're tied in to doing it one way, or because it's always been done this way, I need to do it this way, or gosh, no, I'm really committed to doing it this way because it's the way my grandma did it, that's the way my partner does it, whatever. But we're not chained to any one way. We can figure out, we have the freedom to do it the way that works for us. This is like card after card after card after card this week saying the same thing. This is a week of manifestation. Manifest what you want. Figure it out so that it works for you. It's great energy. Okay, so what advice can you give us on how to do this? Is there any other advice that we need? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. The advice that you need is that you're doing this to create a more stable future. All the work this week in deciding what you want to manifest, how you want to do it, giving it a little more gas, a little more brake, whatever, all of it is so that you can unwind more from that collective mind, and so that we're not as impacted, so that you're not as impacted by things that are happening in the collective, thereby creating a more stable environment, a more stable existence for you, which is going to in turn leave you happier. It's going to leave you feeling like you've got, like, the keys to successful life in some ways. Like, oh, I might have actually figured out how to do this. All I have to do is just make sure that I'm not doing too much and that I'm doing enough. And, you know, I mean, I know that we're always juggling, we're always figuring things out, but this is really important. You know, our world tells us that if we're not moving constantly and if we're not producing constantly, then we're worthless. And it's just a lie. You know, being able to go through your phone and delete contacts, time consuming, annoying, so worth it, man. Energetically getting those people out of your life, the people that, you know, I haven't talked to her in 8 years. Why is she in my phone? Just get it out, you know? Like, we don't create time for things like that, to clean out the garage, to organize the closet, to, you know, play board games even. Lots of times we don't create time to do things, to interact with ourselves and our family and our loved ones in a way that's going to create a very strong and stable future. And this week, that's what the cards are telling us to do. Get good at manifesting the life you want. There is no shortage of ability here. If it's a week of manifestation, it's a week you can manifest what you want. So you should. Good luck. I will see you next week.